The burden of knowing better. We've always done it that way. This is possibly the most dangerous phrase to be spoken in an organization today, followed closely by, "We tried that before and it didn't work." That's not what we do. It's for others in different organizations, sectors, or geographies. Salim Ismail, author of Exponential Organizations, talks about the corporate immune system kicking into gear. It rejects what is new, unknown, or unfamiliar. Most of us have experienced it firsthand in organizations and in people who experience an immune response and shut down what is unfamiliar. They default to their lived experience or areas of expertise. Effectively, in their minds, they have pages of historic notes to which they continually refer. And then there is a group of people who work with a blank sheet of paper. There is little lived experience. There often is no expertise. This is youth, those young enough to start without the burden of knowing better. The UN's International Youth Day falls this week, and we should pause for a moment to see what those aged between 15 and 24 are up to, because they are up to some impressive things. Mateo Paz from California in the US. NASA had years of archived NEOWISE telescope data sitting on its servers when 18-year-old Mateo Paz built a machine learning classifier that surfaced 1.5 million previously uncatalogued objects in 6 weeks. No team inside the system had a reason to revisit a legacy dataset for an outcome beyond its original mandate. Mateo did. William Kamkwamba from Wimbe, Malawi. Famine forced William out of school at 14 because his family could no longer afford the fees. He taught himself electrical engineering from a library textbook. Using bicycle parts, PVC pipe, and scrapwood, he built a windmill that powered lights and a radio at his family home, and later supported irrigation for the wider village. No development program had solved the electrification problem in his village. William worked with what was locally available. Kiara Negan from Johannesburg, South Africa. During a drought in South Africa, 16-year-old Kiara spent 45 days in her kitchen turning orange peels and avocado skins into a biodegradable material that helps soil retain water for crops. Testing found that it absorbed more than 76% of the water applied to it. She had no research budget, laboratory, or specialist chemistry training. She saw the local problem and had access to agricultural waste that most people regarded as worthless. Finn Fiera from County Cork, Ireland. Tired of watching plastic wash up along his local coastline, 18-year-old Finn ran more than 1,000 kitchen experiments before developing a ferrofluid-based method that removed roughly 87% of microplastics from water using a magnet. He took an approach associated with oil spill cleanup and applied it to an environmental problem that had not been addressed in the same way. David Gathu and Moses Kiuna from Kenya. David and Moses built a brain signal controlled prosthetic arm from salvaged electronic waste. Their estimated price point, around $500 stood against prosthetics that can cost $50,000 in wealthier markets. Western medical device companies generally design for insurance-backed health systems and have little commercial incentive to solve for users outside them. With neither formal funding nor conventional engineering credentials, David and Moses began with the affordability gap. Often the starting point for these breakthroughs, innovations, and solutions was a curiosity to create with the data, materials, and insights at hand. In many cases, a close view of the problem motivated them to work on a solution, often where existing systems, whether globally leading organizations such as NASA or international development organizations such as the UN, had not yet found a way through. These impressive young people teach us the value of not being led by the past, how we've always done things. This includes a bias for what success looks like, without pausing to update it. It means remaining focused on stakeholders, without checking if the circle needs to be widened. The precedent. How many organizations are operating today, this includes a focus on productivity gains and the use of enabling technologies to not be left behind, but rather being led by what is possible. What is possible for us to achieve when we go beyond our lived experience and further than the limitations of our immediate daily environment? My clients start with a blank sheet of paper. On this sheet, we map where they are and where they want to go, noting when the immune system kicks in. It's hard to calm an immune system response by ourselves. That's why we have doctors, hospitals, yogis, and fancy day spas. In our busy workplaces, we often don't have a treatment for the corporate immune system at hand. Maybe we should.